Hey you guys, it's Crystal Sherelle from Indie Artist School. Welcome to the Singer's Arsenal. Today is a special episode because it's a new year, it's a new series. We're ready to do some real work this year, so I hope you guys are ready to make changes. Today we're going to talk about the 3 most common reasons you don't get the results you want with your voice. All right. Now, I know we've been talking a whole lot about techniques and what it is you need to do to change your vocal placement and all of that, but I want to talk a little bit more about some of the obstacles that most students face when they're first starting out, or even before they become a student and get a vocal coach. What are some of those things that you might see as difficult to make that first commitment, that first step towards commitment? But before I get into that, I just want to thank you guys so much for supporting this podcast and watching the YouTube videos. If you are not a subscriber, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. And please make sure you hit that like button and comment about which part of this episode is your favorite. If you're listening to the podcast, go ahead and subscribe there by going to anchor.fm/thesingersarsenal/support. All right, let's get into this. Okay, so none of this is in any particular order, but I'm just going to start with one of the most common things that I see with people who come to me for vocal lessons. All right, so there's a misconception about what vocal coaching does and what it doesn't do, as well as what you need to bring to the table to be ready for singing lessons. The number one misconception is that you already need to be a great singer to be worthy of a vocal coach. And you know what? I blame celebrity vocal coaches and social media for this problem. A lot of us keep seeing a lot of people saying, hey, you know what? I've coached India Ari, I've coached her, I've coached SZA or whatever, I've coached Mariah Carey, and they just name these big name celebrities, and it leads you to believe that only the best of the best are worthy of having a vocal coach, when that is the opposite of what's true. You know, you've heard the saying, there's levels to this. You need to make sure that you're in your right class, stay in your lane. There are so many phrases about not striving for greatness, but we're not gonna get into that. But what I want you to understand is that you have a vocal coach at different levels of your experience. Do you hear that? At different levels of your expertise, you're going to need a vocal coach. So whether you've never sung before and you count yourself as just somebody who can't sing, all right, bear with me. You think you're somebody who can't sing, so you think, you know what, I'm not even worthy of a vocal coach. Well, the truth is, if you find the right vocal coach, they're going to be able to guide you no matter what level of expertise you have. Even if you can't match a pitch, as long as you're not medically tone deaf, your vocal coach can help you train your ear. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that you want to make sure, and this is all about thinking you're not ready, okay? Thinking that you've already got to have your singing in order before you get a vocal coach. No, the second reason why people think that is that you think that you must have singing as your top priority in your life. I know I'm probably either preaching to the choir or I'm just blowing some people's minds right now. Either way, this is for you, okay? Thinking that you have to have singing as your career. Are you ready for that? Career, in order to say that you have a vocal coach. I think a lot of us think that having a vocal coach is some kind of rite of passage, rather than what it really is, which is having a mentor, which is having a coach who's going to help you develop your voice. Don't think so much about the symbol it means, how it feels to tell your friends, hey, you know what? Let me talk to my vocal coach about it. It's the same way as people who are singers and have a manager before it's time. Like if you're not gigging, you're not really ready for a manager, but it's this thing that you think you need to have to say that you are a singer. Let's scrap all of that, okay? So not only is it something that you don't need to have it as your top priority or as a career for you to need a vocal coach, okay? Then also the third step is true as well. You don't have to say, I need a vocal coach because I sing very well and it's, like I said, a rite of passage. No. You're going to put in work no matter where you are. If you need accountability, you need a vocal coach. If you want to make sure that you're staying on your P's and Q's, you need a vocal coach. If you've never sung a day in your life and you have no idea what you're doing, you need a vocal coach. If you've been singing a long time and you can't seem to fix this one little problem, you need a vocal coach. Does that make sense? All right, hopefully that cleared that up. So the first thing is thinking that you need to be a quote unquote singer to have a vocal coach. All right. And then the second thing that is a really big obstacle for why people have a hard time improving their voice is that we get so much in our head and beat ourselves up when we make mistakes. It's the fear of criticism. Let it sink in. Fear of criticism. And you want to know something? It's okay. You know what? We're human. Nobody feels comfortable being told, hey, how about you try this instead? Sometimes in your head, you're thinking, oh, that must have meant that I did this wrong thing. Oh, that must mean that I am not, living up to the expectations of my coach. No. Let's unwind. Let's rewind. Let's reel that back a little bit. Remember your reason for having a coach. I will say this. If you have a fear of criticism, it's very, very, very important that your vocal coach is there with you and understands that and can help you break through that without breaking you down, okay? Not all vocal coaches are created equal, all right? Some of them are very derogatory and mean and not considerate of your feelings. And then you have some that are really, really nice, but not helpful. So you need to find a coach that gives you that healthy balance. And now, of course, little humble brag, self-plug here. I am a vocal coach. A lot of you guys already know that. And that's one of the things I am very happy to say that I take as a very important part of what I do is I want to help you build your confidence. And I know that you probably have a fear of criticism. And that's probably why you've never had a vocal coach. It's because you're afraid of being corrected. Okay. All right. And then the third reason why you might be having trouble improving your voice, are you ready for this? Is that you think, oh my goodness, you think that your progress is tiny and your mistakes are huge. Do you hear me? Now, this has to do with a perspective shift. It has to do with looking at the glass as half empty all the time. So one of the problems with this whole mindset is that you don't even see your progress when it's right in front of your face. And this one hurts my heart, you guys, because I can see it. I can see your potential. I can see your progress. And sometimes you're like, yeah, but. If you say, yeah, but, anytime someone gives you a compliment, anytime someone tells you that you're doing something better, that you're improving, well, then that just goes to show you that this is one of your mental blocks that are stopping you from continuing and being consistent in developing your voice. Because truth be told, it is very, very hard to stay motivated if you always feel like you're failing all the time, even when you're not. Why is it hard? Well, of course, it's because you think that you are fighting a losing battle, and nobody wants to fight a losing battle. There's no bigger blow to your confidence than always beating yourself up. And you know what? You're not the only one, okay? I want you to understand this. You're not the only one. A lot of us really overinflate our misery, okay? Ooh. I don't know if y'all are ready to hear that one, but I just gotta say it. A lot of us overinflate our misery. And so what that does is it makes us self-deprecate, like, oh, I can't do this. I bet everybody else is just doing so much better than me. And I don't know why I can't get this. It's so much harder for me than this person here or this person there. And half of the time, your examples are not even true. These are all made up. They're made up. You've created a whole case against why you are not enough based on fictional evidence. Let that sink in. Fictional evidence. And let's reel that back. Where does this fictional evidence even come from? Where's the origin of this? All right, are you ready for this? Woo! Programming. All right. I don't want to get too deep into it, but let's be honest. A lot of it is how we grew up. All right. Like maybe we had somebody in our lives that beat us up or that was self-deprecating or themselves. Like maybe you had a parent or a brother or a sister who has that woe is me mentality, and I'm not using that facetiously. I mean, really, they feel misery heavier than any other experience. And maybe they've had a very hard life. Maybe you've had a very hard life. Maybe you've had a series of losses. But here's the deal. That time is not right now. We've got to let go of the past to allow something new to come into our lives. There is no way you're going to be better as a vocalist or as a person if all you do is repeat your past cycles, because all you're going to do is give yourself more evidence for why you should stay the same or why things never change, because you fail to see when they actually do. Okay, so let's go back into those 3 things that are getting in the way of you becoming the best vocalist you can be. Number 1, thinking that you've already got to be a good singer to have a vocal coach. Number 2, fearing criticism. And number 3, making your mistakes larger than life and minimizing your victories. I hope you guys really take this into consideration when you go looking for a vocal coach. Really look at yourself and see what's going on. What are your motivations? What are you considering? What are your obstacles? What are the things that are going through your head that are telling you no, even though deep down inside, this is really what you want to do? It's going to really help you become a better vocalist by getting your mind right first, because if you don't think it, you can't be it. If you can't think it, you can't do it, and therefore you can't be it. So if you want to change what you do and how you do it and who you are as a vocalist, you got to think like a vocalist first. Well, you guys, I really hope that this information has been helpful for you. I am really looking forward to seeing you. If you would like to book a consult for vocal coaching and vocal lessons with me, go ahead and visit calendly.com/indieartistschool or go to my website, indieartistschool.com. I'd be happy to help you there. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
Yeah.